how to make the perfect chocolate chip cookies. Hey there, welcome back to my kitchen. Today, I'm thrilled to share with you my all-time favorite recipe, the perfect chocolate chip cookies. Let's be honest, who doesn't love biting into a warm, soft cookie loaded with melting chocolate chips? It's a timeless classic that never gets old. Growing up, the aroma of freshly baked cookies would fill the house, bringing everyone together. Whether it's a cozy night in or a gathering with friends, these cookies are the ultimate comfort food. And the best part? You can make them right at home with simple ingredients. Stick around because I'm going to walk you through every step to create cookies that are crispy on the edges, chewy in the center, and absolutely delicious. Trust me, once you try this recipe, it will become a staple in your baking repertoire. Let's get baking. Ingredients overview. All right, let's kick things off by gathering all the ingredients we'll need. Here's what you'll need to make these delightful cookies. 1 cup, 226 grams unsalted butter, softened to room temperature. This provides richness and a tender texture. 1 cup, 200 grams granulated sugar, and 1 cup, 220 grams packed brown sugar. The combination gives us sweetness and chewiness. 2 large eggs at room temperature. Eggs bind everything together and add moisture. 2 teaspoons pure vanilla extract for that depth of flavor. 3 cups, 25-gram all-purpose flour. This forms the structure of our cookies. 1 teaspoon baking soda to help the cookies rise. Half teaspoon salt to balance the sweetness. 2 cups, 350 grams semi-sweet chocolate chips. The stars of the show. Optional. 1 cup chopped nuts like walnuts or pecans for extra crunch. Remember, using quality ingredients makes a huge difference. Fresh eggs, pure vanilla extract, and good quality chocolate chips will elevate your cookies from good to absolutely irresistible. Equipment needed. Before we start mixing things up, let's make sure we have all the right tools. Mixing bowls, 1 large and 1 medium. Electric mixer, stand or handheld to cream the butter and sugars. Measuring cups and spoons, for accurate measurements. Wooden spoon or spatula, for mixing and folding. Baking sheets, preferably non-stick or lined with parchment paper. Cooling rack to cool the cookies evenly. Cookie scoop or tablespoon, for evenly sized cookies. Don't worry if you don't have an electric mixer, you can mix by hand with a little extra elbow grease. Preparing the ingredients. Preparation is key to a smooth baking experience. Let's get everything ready. Measure your ingredients accurately. Baking is a science, so precise measurements matter. Use the spoon and level method for flour. Spoon it into the measuring cup, then level off with a knife. Soften the butter. Leave the butter out at room temperature for about an hour. It should be soft enough to press a finger into but not melted. Bring eggs to room temperature. This helps them incorporate better. If you need to speed up the process, place them in a bowl of warm water for a few minutes. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees 190 degrees. Let it fully heat up so your cookies bake evenly. Line your baking sheets. Use parchment paper or silicone baking mats to prevent sticking and promote even browning. Chop nuts or other add-ins. If you're adding nuts or other mix-ins, prepare them now. Organize your workspace. Having everything within reach makes the process more enjoyable and efficient. By preparing ahead, you'll make the baking process smooth and fun. Plus, you'll avoid any last-minute scrambles for missing ingredients or tools. Mixing the wet ingredients. Now, let's dive into mixing the wet ingredients. Cream the butter and sugars. In your large mixing bowl, add the softened butter, granulated sugar, and brown sugar. Using your electric mixer on medium speed, beat them until light and fluffy, about 2 to 3 minutes. This step incorporates air, giving your cookies a lovely texture. Add the eggs. Crack in the eggs one at a time, mixing well after each addition. This ensures they're fully integrated into the mixture. Pour in the vanilla extract. Add 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract and mix until combined. Be sure to scrape down the sides of the bowl with a spatula to catch any unmixed ingredients. This wet mixture is the flavor base of your cookies, so take your time to get it right. The aroma of butter, sugar, and vanilla is simply heavenly. Combining dry ingredients. Next up, let's prepare the dry ingredients. In a separate bowl, combine 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and ½ teaspoon of salt. Sift the ingredients. Sifting helps to break up any lumps and aerates the flour, which contributes to a lighter cookie texture. If you don't have a sifter, you can use a fine mesh strainer. Whisk together. After sifting, give the dry ingredients a quick whisk to ensure everything is evenly distributed. Sifting might seem like an extra step, but it prevents clumps of flour or baking soda in your cookies and helps everything mix together more smoothly. Forming the dough. Time to bring it all together and form our cookie dough. Gradually add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. With your mixer on low speed, add the dry mixture to the wet mixture in small batches. Mixing slowly prevents the flour from puffing out and ensures even incorporation. Mix until just combined. As soon as you no longer see streaks of flour, stop mixing. Over-mixing can develop gluten in the flour, leading to tougher cookies. Fold in the chocolate chips. Using a spatula or wooden spoon, gently fold in 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips and nuts if you're using them. Make sure they're evenly distributed throughout the dough. Your dough should be thick and slightly sticky, loaded with chocolate chips in every bite. It's hard to resist sneaking a taste at this point, and who could blame you? Chilling the dough. Now this step is crucial for perfect cookies. Cover the dough, wrap the bowl with plastic wrap or transfer the dough to an airtight container. Chill in the refrigerator. Let the dough chill for at least 30 minutes to 1 hour. For even better results, chill it overnight. Why chill the dough? Improved flavor. Chilling allows the flavors to meld and deepen. Better texture. It solidifies the fats so the cookies spread less and stay thicker during baking. Enhanced appearance. Chilled dough often results in a more attractive cookie with a nicer color. Trust me, patience at this stage will reward you with cookies that are absolutely divine. Preheating the oven and preparing to bake. While the dough is chilling, ensure your oven is preheated to 375 to 90 if you haven't already. Adjust your oven racks. Place 1 rack in the middle of the oven for even heat distribution. Prepare your baking sheets. Line them with parchment paper or silicone baking mats. Gather your tools. Have your cookie scoop or spoon ready for shaping the dough. A properly preheated oven is essential for baking success. It ensures that your cookies bake evenly and achieve that perfect golden brown color. Shaping the cookies. Now comes the fun part, shaping the cookies. Scoop the dough. Use a cookie scoop or tablespoon to scoop about 2 tablespoons of dough for each cookie. Roll into balls. Gently roll the dough between your palms to form uniform balls. Place on baking sheet. Arrange the dough balls on the prepared baking sheets, spacing them about 2 inches apart to allow for spreading. Flatten slightly. For a wider cookie, gently press down on the dough balls. If you prefer thicker cookies, you can skip this step. Tips for uniform cookies. Using a scoop ensures all cookies are the same size, which means they'll bake evenly. If the dough gets too sticky, you can lightly dampen your hands or dust them with a bit of flour. Shaping the cookies is a great opportunity to get the kids involved. They'll love helping out. Baking the cookies. Time to bake these beauties. Bake the cookies. Place the baking sheet in the preheated oven and bake for 10 to 12 minutes. Watch closely. Start checking them at the 9-minute mark. They're done when the edges are golden brown, but the centers are still slightly soft and pale. Rotate the baking sheet, optional. If your oven has hot spots, you might want to rotate the baking sheet halfway through baking. Baking tips. Don't overbake. The cookies will continue to set as they cool on the baking sheet. Adjust for your oven. Every oven is different. If your cookies are browning too quickly, you might need to lower the temperature slightly. For chewier cookies, remove them from the oven when they look slightly underdone in the center. The aroma filling your kitchen right now is amazing, isn't it? This is one of the joys of baking at home. Feel free to do a little happy dance. You're on your way to cookie perfection. Cooling the cookies. Once the cookies are out of the oven, allow them to cool on the baking sheet for about 5 minutes. This helps them set and makes them easier to move. Transfer to a cooling rack. Using a spatula, gently move the cookies to a wire rack to cool completely. Why is cooling important? It prevents the bottoms from getting soggy. It allows the cookies to firm up to the perfect texture. Let's be honest, a warm cookie is irresistible, but be careful not to burn your tongue. Serving suggestions. Now for the best part, enjoying your freshly baked cookies. Classic style, serve them warm with a cold glass of milk. It's a match made in heaven. Dress them up. Drizzle melted chocolate over the top for extra indulgence. Make it dessert. Sandwich a scoop of ice cream between 2 cookies for a delicious ice cream sandwich. Share the love. Arrange them on a platter for gatherings, or wrap them up in cute bags as gifts. These cookies are perfect any time of the day. Go ahead and treat yourself. Troubleshooting tips. Even the best bakers run into hiccups. Here are some common issues and how to fix them. Cookies spreading too much. Make sure your butter wasn't too soft or melted. Ensure you've chilled the dough sufficiently. Check your oven temperature with an oven thermometer. Cookies too hard or dry. Be careful not to overmix the dough. Avoid overbaking. Remove them when the centers are still slightly soft. Cookies not spreading enough. Your oven temperature might be too low. The dough may have been over-chilled. Let it sit at room temperature for a few minutes before baking. Uneven baking. Make sure your cookie sizes are uniform. Rotate the baking sheet halfway through if your oven has hot spots. Remember, baking is as much an art as it is a science. Don't get discouraged by occasional mishaps. They're all part of the learning experience. Variations and customizations. Feeling adventurous? Here are some fun ways to customize your cookies. Add-ins. Mix in 1 cup of your favorite nuts, dried fruits like cranberries or raisins, or even crushed pretzels for a salty twist. Different chocolates. Swap out semi-sweet chips for dark chocolate, white chocolate, or butterscotch chips. Spices. Add a pinch of cinnamon or espresso powder to deepen the flavor. Stuffed cookies. Wrap the dough around a piece of caramel or a spoonful of Nutella for a gooey center. Dietary adjustments. Gluten-free. Use a 1:1 gluten-free flour blend. Vegan. Substitute butter with vegan butter and eggs with flax eggs. 1 tablespoon ground flaxseed plus 3 tablespoons water per egg. The possibilities are endless, so feel free to get creative and make this recipe your own. Storing and preserving the cookies. To keep your cookies fresh and delicious, at room temperature, store them in an airtight container for up to a week. Freezing baked cookies. Place cooled cookies in a freezer-safe bag or container. They'll keep well for up to 3 months. Thaw at room temperature when ready to enjoy. Freezing cookie dough. Roll the dough into balls and freeze on a baking sheet. Once frozen, transfer them to a zip-top bag. Bake from frozen, adding a couple of extra minutes to the baking time. This way you'll have fresh cookies ready to bake anytime. Conclusion. And there you have it. The ultimate chocolate chip cookies made from scratch. Let's recap the key steps. We started with high-quality ingredients and properly prepared them. Mixed wet and dry ingredients carefully, avoiding overmixing. Chilled the dough to enhance flavor and texture. Baked and cooled the cookies to perfection. I hope you enjoyed baking along with me. There's nothing quite like the satisfaction of making homemade cookies. Not only do they taste amazing, but they also fill your home with the most delightful aroma. Thanks for joining me on this baking adventure. Call to action. Now it's your turn to give this recipe a try. I'd love to hear how your cookies turned out. Did you stick to the classic recipe or add your own twist? Share your thoughts and photos in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel for more delicious recipes and baking tips. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching and happy baking. Stay tuned for more tasty treats coming your way soon. Until next time.